Hey everybody, Pineapple Dan here, NiagaraTropics.com. Here we are November 12th, 2018 at a home in Burlington. So I'm ready to winterize this European fan palm as well as another around the corner. So I have all my materials dropped off. And for those of you that know me, I'm going to be definitely doing the TP method once again and employing that method from here on in. So I find the TP method really controls the heat and regulates it vertically the best it can. So here's the other European fan palm or Mediterranean fan palm as well. So these two palms anyways have been in the ground for 2 summers, 2 full summers. So they've been overwintered once, and you can see that they are extremely healthy, beautiful growth in the middle. And again, the TP method, I'm going to tie up the fronds and wrap them up. So off to the back, you're going to notice as well a windmill palm sitting about 9 feet. And this palm right here is going to be wrapped again in the TP method. I've got my materials, my wood framing, I've got my thermal cubes, and of course with all the ground mulch, warm feet, warm body, this mulch will play a key role in keeping the tree warm for the winter. So here we are in Burlington, Ontario, November 12th, about 6, calling for 6 degrees Celsius this afternoon. Right now it sits around 4, which is hovering in the high 30s, low 40s. So here we are, and I'll keep you posted on progress. Thank you. Hey guys, so the first order of business on the windmill palm is tying all the fronds together. What I like to do is I like to wrap them in a candlestick fashion and giving it a bit of a frost cloth wrap. So that way in the early parts of the fall or the late spring, this material right here is sort of like burlap, but it's called Better Than Burlap. And it allows the plant to breathe as well as repelling any water. So it'll keep the plant dry, it'll keep it from windburn, and at the same time it'll allow a little bit of the heat to stay within the plant itself. So I'm going to be wrapping the fronds with that Better Than Burlap or frost cloth material. And you're going to notice here that there's also some fronds that have aged around. So these I'm going to leave actually on the tree because any extra fronds will provide some extra strength and insulation if you wish once it's all tied up, and I'll cut those away in the springtime. So right now, I'm going to be tying up all the fronds. Stay tuned. Hey guys, so now you can see that all the fronds are wrapped up in that frost cloth as I was describing. And I've carried it all the way down the trunk of the palm just so it stays there's an air gap between the actual trunk itself and any of the heat lights I'm going to be putting on. So I do have a single string of lights over there, which are going to be attached to a thermal cube, and those lights are going to essentially stay near the base of the palm. So you can see I've started with the ground spikes for wind resistance, and of course starting the TP framing that I have had to adjust this year because simply the tree grew about 6 or 8 inches, so I had to regulate the actual size of the TP structure. So what it is really is just a couple of spikes that you drive into the ground, and a 2x3 along with a 1x3 along with a 1x2 just tapped in with 2 or 3 screws just to allow me to regulate the height of it. So I'm going to continue with the A-framing, and then I'm going to be putting the insulation on, and I'll catch up with you in a moment. Hey guys, now that the lights are in and the trunk is wrapped up with the Christmas lights and the thermal cube, we ensured that we have hydro, lots of electricity up against the wall there. So now comes time to put the insulation around the TP framing that you saw earlier, and we want to make sure that we wrap everything after that to keep the weather off it, and of course to keep it aesthetic. I like using the white tarp. The white tarp seems to repel a lot of the summer heat, and you know, in a winter wonderland, certainly the white tarp lends a lot better than anything, in my opinion anyways, any other color. But here's the home wrap insulation that I used. As you can see, it's glued on with a vapor barrier, so the vapor barrier lets any condensation, if there is any, drip down on the inner walls of the actual wrapping itself. So as you can see that you know, there's some lights. Thermocube is down there around the back, and lots of room for air and heat to rise up as it reaches the top of the teepee framing inside. So minimizes the use of electricity, minimizes the use of heat, and the insulation definitely keeps things at a temperate climate inside. The whole wrapping job takes about an hour, if not about an hour and 10 minutes, including a cup of coffee. So not very long at all to do this, and the more times you do it, the better you get at it. Anyhow, this works for me, and I hope you enjoyed this. So I'm just going to continue wrapping it up and proceed on with the Euros. Thanks.